Hi, Jasmine. I'm here to do your tags that I've missed before I run out of time. First question is what period in time would you go back to living in if you could, or something like that? Um, I don't think I would go back to like some past century or something like that I have not experienced, because who knows if it would be better than where you are right now. Do you remember that show? There were a couple of shows. By the way, that's Scout's toy box, and it looks like it's exploded because he's been playing. Um, there have been a couple of shows where they take a modern day family and put them back in like a Victorian house where they have to wear Victorian clothes and use only Victorian things with no electricity and all that kind of stuff. And they found out it was not easy at all, and how stressful it was. They weren't used to it. They didn't weren't raised in that time period. So I think, to answer the question, I think I would probably go back to the 70s. I was a kid then, and people that I have lost were alive. So if I had to pick a past time to relive, it would be probably the 70s, 1970s. I didn't hear this next question. I think it was something about your something from your bucket list. I have never made a bucket list. Um, I just have always been living the life that I have right now and taking what comes. And I have not made a list of things I want to do before I die, which is what a bucket list is. Maybe I should. I don't know. But I can't answer that question because I have never made a bucket. If I had to choose something like that, it would probably, I guess, be travel. I would want to see more of the world, I suppose, before I died. The next one is she asks for a funny moment from our childhood. The one that came to my mind was when I was on my tricycle and there was a team of construction workers who had dug a big hole at the bottom of our driveway, and our driveway was on a hill. It sloped down towards the street, and they were at the bottom. And I was on my tricycle, and my tricycle rolled down the hill driveway, and I went over the edge into the hole that they were digging. And people said that just a construction worker's arms lifted me and the tricycle up out of the hole and back onto the sidewalk. That's the thing that came to my mind. Then Jasmine asked, what is a place you've always wanted to travel to? Hmm. That has changed for me. I don't know. I think when I was a little kid, I wanted to go to Loch Ness to see the Loch Ness monster. Um, and then more recently, I remember I used to want to go to Hawaii. And more recently, there was a time I wanted to go to Brazil. But more recently, it's been like China and Japan. So there's been several places I've wanted to go to. I also want to go to the Pacific Northwest. I was there as a very small child. I'd like to go back there as an adult. And lastly, do you talk to yourself? I do. I talk to myself a lot. And I talk to Scout a lot, which is talking to him, but I guess in a sense it's talking to myself. But I also talk to myself. I talk to the parakeets. I talk to animals that I see outside. Um, yeah. Okay, let me see what the last tag was. I think I missed last week's as well. Jasmine wants to know if we eat the crusts on our sandwich. Yes, I always eat the crusts on my sandwich. Although lately I have not been eating bread. I've been trying to avoid bread and carbs. So I've been eating wraps, and wraps do not have crusts. But if I would have bread, yes, I would eat the crust. Have we ever had a paranormal experience? I don't think that I have. There have been times when I have hoped that I have had a message, like from my mom. There was a time, a few weeks ago, where I had just gotten in the car and it was cold and wet, and Scout and I had just been for a walk, and I was getting so tired of it being cold and wet, and rainy. And for some reason, one of the funny words that my mom used to come up with and say popped into my head that I have not heard or thought of in years. How it popped into my head, why it popped into my head, I don't know. And the word is shishi boladini. My mom used to say that when I was young. She would say it in kind of a funny voice. Shishi bolanini, she would say. And I had not heard that or thought about that since I was a child. And out of the blue, I said it. I found myself, when I got in the car after walking Scout in the rain, I found myself saying, Shishi bolanini. And it was like, where did that come from? I remember that. That was something that mom used to say. So it was something, instances like that where I kind of have a hope that maybe she's sending me a message, that she still exists. Anyway, would I spend, I don't know if you said a night or 3 nights in a haunted house? I think I would. One of my favorite movies growing up was always The Haunting of Hill House, the original black and white one. We used to watch it as a family whenever it would come on, and when it would come on late at night and we get all creeped out, we turn the lights out, and my dad would make noises trying to scare us and stuff. And that movie is about a group of people who stay in a haunted house. So I always thought that that would be a fun thing to do. Have we ever had an imaginary friend? No, I didn't. Um, I had, toys that I guess, you know, are imaginary friends in a way, but to have an invisible person that you sat and talked to and all that, no, I never did. An act of kindness someone has done for you. I will go for my sister and brother-in-law offering to rent this cabin to me. My father and I to move up here with them when they retired, and for me to rent this cabin from them. And that was an offer of kindness to both my father and myself. Okay, I think I am caught up and complete until Jasmine issues her next tag tomorrow. Hope everybody's having a great May. This is going to be a busy week. My dad turns, I always have to count, 94 on Friday. So I will be going to see him. I have several appointments. I have a doctor appointment this week and a haircut appointment this week. And ugh. Okie doke. Talk to you soon. Bye.